What's happening, brother?
It's a good
hey,
to
man,
have you there.
bro.
Big Boy neighborhood. Now, for those that don't know, Be Real from Cypress Hill, master of smoking.
Yeah.
He does an interview show called The Smokebox. And The Smokebox is where you'll go and he'll interview you, and everyone in the car smokes, right?
Put your strength and your covering over me today, Lord.
Now, I don't smoke. I've never smoked in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been talking about Big Boy going into the smoke box, and everybody was going to smoke around me in the smoke box where everything is enclosed, and we're going to do the interview. So my contact, if I was going to get high, was going to be secondhand.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
What?
We start off, we get in the car, they mic us up, so on and so forth. I'm sitting there. It's a Cadillac. He starts the interview, and they start blazing. So now I'm like, and I told him, I said, hey, man, if I get high, second-hand contact, I get giddy, I start laughing. So immediately, the laughter starts.
For real.
Who's showing the fuck in? Oh, my God.
As soon as he started interviewing, shout out to my man Chris C- as well. And I forget the dude's name in the background. I'm laughing. Now I'm coughing, and I'm taking in even more weed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about it. I'll show you pictures. It was so cloudy in there. And by the time we start getting into the interview, I start forgetting stuff. He would ask me a question.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'll go to answer it, and I didn't know how to answer it. And I had to even tell him, I'm like, man, I'm high, bro. And I was like, I'm forgetting what I'm saying, literally.
Oh, my God.
He'd ask a question, and literally, I would be like, yeah, man. So and I'm like, oh, dude. Like, and let me tell you straight up, it was one of the worst experiences I've ever had in my life. I know now I will, unless it's like something down the road and I get caught up with something and I have to smoke. But electively, I know I will never smoke in my
But
life.
why, Big? Like, what was it that happened?
I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you how bad it was. It wasn't even bad during the interview.
Yeah.
You'll see me slipping in the interview. It was after I got out the car.
Oh my gosh,
my
bro.
God.
And I'm talking about, bro, it was bad.
I think this is the worst I've ever felt from somebody smoking.
Really?
I think I'm so fucking high right now. How can I not be? And then I ain't gonna front, B.
That's true.
I talk for a living, bro. It was hard as fuck
To
to
talk.
have these conversations right now.
I would
I
imagine.
can't, dude. Even it was like I couldn't get my thought.
And no disrespect or no fault to Be Real. I got out the car, and I already, as soon as we finished the interview, which was about 30 minutes of them just blazing, and at one point,
Oh, my God.
they were blazing hard, right? And Be Real even said that they took it easy on me.
Oh wow.
They were
Damn.
blazing it. And the blunts, they looked so long. Because I kept looking at them like, dude, how long is this going to take? And then they stopped blowing for just a second. And it felt like somebody tapped Be Real, which I know they didn't. Because then everybody started blazing again.
Oh, my God.
And it was so bad. Once we finished, I was in the car, but I knew everybody was recording me.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I wanted to just lay in the car. And everybody was talking about how they were going to go and I'm going to go to sleep. I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, my
No.
And
Damn.
I couldn't control what I was talking about. I kept saying, man, am I going to be like this? I'm going to be like this. And I'm going to do this, right? I'm just going to play you guys a piece of what Jose recorded.
You have that? Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to continue to play this.
Yeah.
I may be one and done with it. But even with Juan, our production guy, I didn't send him the audio because I want no one to own this. Listen, now, this is me 100%. I don't know which parts he cut up,
Yeah.
but this is not me playing. This is not me acting. This is me
Oh my gosh.
on the way home with Jose driving me to the house. Listen to this.
Yeah, what's up? Yo. Hey, man. Yeah. Let me tell you, man. I just went to Be Real. The smoke box, right? And I'm just like, yep. Man, yeah. I'm just, yeah, man. So I'm on my way to the house right now. Jose driving. Oh, man. I just wanted to record this so I can see how high I am. You know what I'm saying? I just hope.
Let me belt you.
I just hope this don't last forever. Hell yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, man. Man. Oh yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Hey man, and I don't know why I kept saying hell yeah, and I kept saying know what I'm saying. Know what I'm saying? And I kept saying, dude, am I gonna stay like this? Am I gonna be high forever?
Hell yeah. It seemed like hey man, I can't even remember. You remember damn man, it was stupid as
Yeah, I said, man. Oh my gosh. I remember at one point I was like, man, I wish I never met BREAL.
Oh,
man.
that sounded fun though, Big.
No, you got to see the emotional parts too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was parts where I would get real low. And I even asked Veto, because I tried to get it together for Veto. And I went in the house and I fell apart. I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you scared?
You scared?
Yeah. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, man, well, maybe, I probably won't be like, do you think I'll be like this forever? I thought I lost. I was like, man, I messed my job up. I'm going to take it. Oh, yeah. It
the
was bad.
paranoia.
I'm not the guy you want to be high around. This big boy you want to be with. High or drunk big boy? Nah, I don't think so. Not so much. I told you guys how I wouldn't stop eating.
The Munchies.
And the Munchies kicked in, and we stopped at Burger King. And Burger King isn't one of those places where I'm like, man, stop here.
Yeah.
So but I had the wherewithal to go into the app and get one of the specials. Yeah, I had the wherewithal to go into the app.
Save some money.
And I remember I ordered like a Whopper with cheese and like the combo.
Yeah.
And so when I started to eat, my teeth felt like they were real big or they were going to fall out of my mouth.
Oh my goodness.
So
bro.
I could feel, Marty, I could feel the chewing. And I was like real careful on how I was chewing. I was like, hey man, don't bite your tongue. Don't bite. Because all these things were in my head, right? And so as I'm chewing, and I was even sitting there like, man, can Jose and them hear me chew? In my head, I'm going 1,000,000 miles an hour, right? So while I'm chewing, then I get to this point where I say, all right, let me just make sure I'm chewing this, because my teeth felt real big and they felt like they were falling out of my mouth. And then I felt like I had to chew more. So I was counting how many times I was chewing because I didn't want to swallow too much food and choke to death.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Marty, definitely not the guy you want to be around. Definitely not the guy you want to be around. And I went home, man, and through the night I ate chicken parmesan, chicken marsala. I made some steak and made some mashed potatoes at like 11 o'clock at night.
Yummy.
I ate bags of chips. Dude, and then I remember at 2 a.m, I was like, man, I want something else to eat. And I went in and I made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So while I was there, I was like, man, you might as well make 2.
Yeah.
So I made 2 I don't even eat peanut. I can't tell you the last time I made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But I made 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And I got a big ass bowl of chips. And I was just sitting in my TV room just grubbing, man.
We've all been there.
Yeah, have we?
Yes.
Oh my
now.
God. And everybody was like, oh, you gonna go home and go to sleep. I did not go home. I did not go to sleep. I was tripping, trying to like hold it together, and it got worse and worse and worse.
Veronica.
You know, Marley, you ever had one of them bad trips?
I have, and they're not fun.
Yeah, it was. And I'm telling you, after I finished the interview with BREAL, they were getting back in the car with Designer to do another interview.
What?
Wow. I was like, dude, I'm going home and dying. I'm going home. Man, I would never do it again. For those out there, man, hit me up. Name something you would never do again. That you just like, you know what, man, in life, for as long as God's going to keep me on this earth, I would never do this again. What will you never do again? Alrighty, y'all hit us up. I know I'll never get in the Smokebox with BREAL
There it is.
ever again in my life.
Wow.
Unless like somebody came with a sponsor and it was like, sponsor this kid for like $1 million. If it was 500 a kid, you're on your own. They said it went well.
Okay.
Now I can't sit here and tell you guys that it did.
You don't remember.
because I couldn't remember. And literally, BREAL would ask me questions, right? And I'll go to answer them, and then I just start laughing. I will forget. And I had to tell him a few times, like, bro, I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah. And it felt like at one point I was in a house on fire because my lungs were burning.
Oh, yeah.
And I was coughing, but that didn't last. The other stuff with the paranoia and the mind and the eating and my tongue feeling heavy, my teeth falling out my mouth.
Teeth
And
part.
yeah, and and I have a torn rotator cuff in my left shoulder, right? And I could rotate my shoulder. I could touch the top of my head.
Wow, magic.
My knees felt good. I was like, man, if I could have just had whatever and stopped at that, I would have been cool.
The magical powers,
Oh,
huh?
man. But everything else after that, it was bad, man.
I love that so many people, you talk about not getting a lot of sleep. A lot of times people are like, oh, smoke, you'll sleep. Smoke
Oh,
and you'll
no,
sleep.
man.
And this was the complete opposite.
Yeah, it was.
You had an
Everybody was
upper.
like, man, you going to go home. You going to go to sleep. Even BREAL. Like, yeah, you going to go to sleep. I was like, man. And I'm sorry, man. I love you, BREAL.
Did you have one part where you were like, you know what? I kind of like that part. Aside from your arm, like the eating, the thoughts.
No,
No.
not at all, man.
The shower
and
at the
even not.
Oh, yeah, the
Texted
showering.
the shower. Like I
feel
took a
good?
shower when I got home. I just couldn't wait to get home, and I was like, "How long is this gonna last?" And I couldn't wait to get home. Then when I got home, I went upstairs. I took a shower, and then when I came down, I felt better. And then it kicked right back in. It was like all I had to do was trigger and say, "You know what I mean?" or "Know what I'm saying?" And then I was right back. I was right back. So there you have it, man. Keep me like this. I think this is the guy you want to be around. The other guy, not at all.